Okay, so with a good understanding of 2D drafting and creating 2D geometry, we're going to move on in this series to focus on 3D modeling and generating three-dimensional geometry. So there are some tools that Rhino has for creating solid geometry or solid models. And so solid models, some of the solid modeling tools include things like boxes, spheres, cones, and cylinders. If we are in our standard tab and look in the main tool palette, you'll see this box tool here, and we could expand that and see some of these solid geometry, solid model tools like box, cylinder, sphere, etc. So let's take a look at the box tool, and I'm gonna expand the perspective viewport so that we could see this in 3D. But basically, with the box, it's gonna ask us for the first corner of the base. So I can either click in space. I can also just type in a coordinate, like if I want the box to start at 0, 0, 0. And then I can either click and drag, and then drag again and click to define the height. Another way to do this is to define the origin. And we could actually type in a distance. So let's say we wanted this box to be 5 inches, enter by 5 inches, enter again, and then let's say 10 inches high. So we can get very specific with the length, depth, and height of the box. Other tools include things like cylinders, for example. So with the cylinder, we can define the base of a cylinder. So if I kind of click here, I can define the radius. So again, if I type in, let's say, a 5-inch, or let's say 2.5-inch radius, and then the height, again, I could type in the distance. Or with my snap tools, if I want to snap to the endpoints of objects, I can make sure that my endpoint is checked here when I have my object snap on, and click to the endpoint of this box. And if I look at this in the shaded view, now I can start to see these 3D solid modeling tools. So you can kind of experiment with some of the different tools like cones or truncated cones, pyramids, tubes, toruses. These are all pretty useful when you start to just kind of create 3D geometry.